It struggles in the dark. It pushes against dirt and weight just to see the light. That struggle doesn't kill it. It grows it. And when it finally reacts through, it's strong enough to keep growing toward the sun. That's exactly what you are doing right now. Don't despise your struggle. Don't curse the process. Struggle is the receipt that proves you are moving in the right direction. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. But the fact that you are struggling means you are on the path to something most people will never reach. So when life gets hard, when you feel the pressure, when you feel the resistance, remember this: struggle is not your enemy. Struggle is your evidence. Struggle is your proof that you are on the right path. One of the hardest things to accept in life is delay. You prayed, you worked, you sacrificed, but nothing's moving yet. The door hasn't opened. The opportunity hasn't come. The relationship hasn't arrived. And you are asking yourself, why is it taking so long? But let me tell you something. Every delay has a purpose. Sometimes the delay is not about the dream. It's about you. The dream is ready, but you are not ready to carry it. If you get it too soon, you might waste it. If you got it too soon, you might mishandle it. The delay is building the version of you that can hold the blessing without dropping it. Delays teach patience, and patience is a weapon. Patience teaches discipline. Patience teaches trust. If you can't wait without losing faith, then you are not ready for what you are asking for. The process is designed to stretch you, to see if you are really serious, to see if you are willing to endure even when it looks like nothing's working. Delays also protect you. Sometimes you think you are ready for something, but if it came now, it would destroy you. That job you wanted might have taken all your peace. That relationship you begged for might have broken your heart worse than you know. That opportunity you thought was for you might have set you back years. The delay is God's way of protecting you. You have got to stop confusing delay with denial. Denial is final, but delay is temporary. Delay means not yet. Delay means hold on. Delay means I'm working behind the scenes. And when the timing is right, it will happen suddenly. When you trust that every delay has a purpose, you stop stressing and start preparing. Instead of saying, why me? You start saying, what is this teaching me? Instead of complaining about the wait, you start sharpening your tools. Because when the door opens, you don't want to be empty-handed. You want to be ready. So if you are waiting right now, don't lose faith. Don't let impatience make you quit. Every delay is positioning you, protecting you, and preparing you for something bigger. Comparison is one of the most dangerous traps you can fall into. You look at somebody else's timeline and you think you are behind. You see their success on social media, their car, their house, their relationship, and you start asking yourself, why not me? Why am I not there yet? That's how comparison steals your peace. What you don't realize is that you are comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. You are judging yourself by a picture that's filtered, cropped, and curated to make it look perfect. But you don't see their late nights, their pain, their struggles, or their failures. Every journey has its own lane, and if you keep swerving into someone else's, you will crash. The only race you are supposed to run is your own. When you compare, you start to feel like you are not good enough. But the truth is, you are exactly where you need to be. Just because their blessing came faster doesn't mean yours isn't on the way. Just because they hit their milestone doesn't mean you missed yours. Life is not a competition. It's a process. What's dangerous about comparison is that it blinds you from seeing your own progress. You could be growing, you could be improving, you could be building momentum, but because you are too busy staring at someone else, you don't even notice how far you have come. You discredit your small wins because they don't look as flashy as someone else's big wins. But progress is still progress, no matter how slow it feels. You have got to remind yourself, your story is different for a reason. Your background is different. Your opportunities are different. Your struggles are different. So your timeline will be different. Stop measuring your life with someone else's ruler. What they have was written for them, and what you have coming is written for you. You don't need their success. You need your success, the one that fits your purpose, your calling, your gifts. Think about this. 2 seeds can be planted at the same time, but one might sprout in a week and the other might take months before you even see it break the soil. That doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means the process for each is unique. Some blessings take longer because they are bigger. Some journeys take longer because they are preparing you for something greater than you expected. When you compare, you are basically telling yourself that your process isn't enough. But the truth is, your process is perfectly designed for you. The setbacks, the lessons, the delays, they are not accidents, they are assignments. The very things you envy in someone else might not even satisfy you because they weren't made for you. That's why you have to trust your lane, trust your timing, and trust your journey without looking left or right. You will never reach your destination if you are always distracted by where someone else is going. Keep your eyes on your own road. Celebrate others without questioning yourself. Clay. P for them and keep walking forward in your own lane because your turn is coming, your season is on its way, and your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. Pain has a way of showing up uninvited. Nobody wakes up in the morning saying, I hope I suffer today. But here's the truth. Pain is not here to destroy you. It's here to shape you. Every disappointment, every heartbreak, every failure, it's molding you into the person you are supposed to become. The version of you that's built through pain is stronger than the version of you that's built through comfort. When everything is easy, you don't grow. Comfort zones don't produce champions. Pressure does. Pain forces you to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't even know you had. You only discover how tough you are when life knocks you down and you realize you can get back up. That resilience you carry didn't come from smooth days. It came from nights when you cried and mornings when you still pushed forward anyway. Pain also teaches you empathy. You can't truly understand someone else's struggle if you have never been through one yourself. The pain you went through wasn't just for you. It's so that when someone else goes through the same thing, you can say, I know how that feels, and I know you can make it. Pain gives you a testimony, and your testimony gives somebody else hope. Look back at your life. The strongest lessons didn't come from the times when everything was working out. They came from the times when it all fell apart. Pain taught you patience. Pain taught you who you could trust. Pain revealed who was really there for you. Pain exposed your weaknesses, but it also revealed your strengths. You might not have seen it then, but every painful moment was carving something inside you. Think about diamonds. A diamond is just a piece of coal that survived extreme pressure. Without that pressure, it would have stayed just another rock. But because it endured the process, it transformed into something valuable. That's exactly what pain does to you. It transforms you, sharpens you, and prepares you for greater. What you thought broke you actually built you. That betrayal, it taught you self-worth. That failure, it gave you wisdom. That loss, it gave you perspective. Pain may have left scars, but scars don't mean you are weak. They mean you survived. And every scar is proof that you are tougher than whatever tried to take you out. So instead of running from pain, start asking yourself what is building in you. Start asking yourself what lesson is teaching, what strength it's giving, what door it's preparing you for. Because pain is not just an obstacle, it's a tool, and it's creating the version of you that can handle the blessing when it arrives. Everybody wants the glory, but nobody wants the grind. You see the finished product, somebody successful, somebody living their dream, and you think they just showed up one day and it happened. What you don't see are the nights they went without sleep, the times they worked when everybody else was relaxing, the sacrifices nobody clapped for. The grind is the price, and you cannot skip paying it. The grind is not glamorous. It's waking up earlier than you want to. It's staying up later than you planned. It's showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It's practicing when nobody is watching. It's putting in work without applause, without recognition, without immediate reward. That's why so many people quit. They thought success was going to feel good the whole way, but the truth is most of the journey feels like sweat and struggle. You have got to understand that every no you hear, every rejection letter ever, I failure, it's part of the grind. Those moments aren't setbacks. They are setups. They are teaching you resilience. They are teaching you persistence. They are teaching you how to get back up after falling. The grind toughens you in ways easy roads never could. Look at athletes. They don't get strong on game day. They get strong in the unseen hours, running drills, lifting weights, pushing their limits when nobody is cheering. By the time the spotlight hits, they are ready because the grind prepared them. Your dream works the same way. The stage you are praying for will crush you if the grind doesn't prepare you first. The grind also teaches appreciation. If you could skip the grind and go straight to the success, you wouldn't respect it. You wouldn't value it. And because you wouldn't value it, you'd lose it. But when you have fought for something, sacrificed for something, cried for something, and still didn't quit, you will protect it with everything you have once it arrives. People want shortcuts, but shortcuts create weak foundations. The grind builds a foundation that nothing can shake. That's why you can't cheat the process. Every hour you put in, every skill you sharpen, every tear you cry, it's all adding up behind the scenes. And one day it's going to show up in front of everybody and they will think it was sudden, but you will know it was years of grinding. So when it feels tough, when it feels like you are tired of pushing, remind yourself this is the price of greatness. You don't get to skip it. You don't get to fast forward it. You have got to embrace it because the grind is the very thing that makes you worthy of the glory that's waiting. Fear is loud. It whispers in your ear, you are not good enough. You are not ready. You will never make it. And if you are not careful, you will start believing that voice. But the truth is, fear is nothing but a liar. It feeds off your doubts, off your insecurities, off your imagination. Faith, on the other hand, is quiet, steady, unshakable. Faith doesn't need to scream because faith knows the truth. And the only way you will ever keep moving forward is if your faith is louder, stronger, and more convincing than your fear. Fear will always try to stop you right at the edge of breakthrough. Every time you are close to stepping into something greater, fear will rise. You will feel it in your chest, in your stomach, in your mind. That's not a sign you should quit. That's a sign you are close to something big. Fear only attacks when you are headed in the right direction. If you weren't a threat, fear wouldn't even bother with you. Faith is not pretending fear doesn't exist. Faith is moving anyway. Faith says, I don't know how this will work out, but I'm stepping forward. Faith says, even though I'm scared, I'm not letting this stop me. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. Every successful person you admire was afraid at some point, but what separates them is that they didn't let fear win. Fear keeps you stuck, but faith moves you forward. Fear tells you to stay comfortable, but faith pushes you to grow. Fear will build a cage around your potential, but faith unlocks the door. You have got to decide which one you're going to listen to because other voices will always be there. The one you feed is the one that wins. And here's the thing. Faith is not built in the easy times. Faith is built when everything looks like it's falling apart and you still choose to believe. Faith is built when the money isn't there, the doors aren't opening, the opportunities aren't showing up, but you keep grinding anyway. Faith is built when you have every reason to give up, but you hold on just a little longer. Fear will always try to magnify the problem, but faith magnifies the possibility. Fear says, what if you fail? Faith says, but what if you succeed? Fear says, what if it doesn't work? Faith says, but what if it changes everything? The conversation in your head will determine your future, and you have got to let faith have the final word. So when fear comes knocking, and it will, you have got to answer with faith. Stand on what you believe, not on what you see. Remind yourself that fear is temporary, but quitting is permanent. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting. Keep believing, because faith is the only thing strong enough to carry you through the process. Life doesn't give you everything at once. It moves in seasons. Just like the earth shifts from winter to spring, from summer to fall, your life also rotates through cycles. Some seasons are about planning, where you put in the work and nothing seems to happen. Some seasons are about watering, where you nurture the small beginnings. Some seasons are about waiting, where patience is your only tool. And finally, some seasons are about harvesting, where all that work pays off. The mistake people make is trying to harvest during planting season. When you are in the planting season, it feels unfair. You are grinding, you are sowing seeds, you are putting in long hours, and you don't see any immediate results. That's when most people give up, because they confuse lack of visible progress with failure. But the truth is, everything great begins beneath the surface. Just because you can't see growth doesn't mean it's not happening. Seeds grow roots before they ever sprout. Watering season is when you have to keep showing up, keep being consistent, even when it feels repetitive. You can't water a seed one day and expect it to bloom the next. Growth requires attention. It requires daily discipline. This is the season where you are tempted to slack off because the excitement fades. But if you stop watering, the seed dies. Success requires persistence through the boring stages. Then comes the waiting season, the hardest one of all. You have planted, you have watered, but still nothing shows. That's the season that tests your faith. Waiting is uncomfortable because we live in a world that tells us everything should be instant. But waiting teaches patience. Waiting teaches trust. Waiting is where your character gets built, because if you can't be faithful in the wait, you won't be ready for the harvest. The harvest season is beautiful, but it doesn't come by accident. It comes because you endured the seasons before it. The harvest doesn't show up for the lazy. It doesn't show up for the impatient. It doesn't show up for the ones who quit halfway. It shows up for the ones who planted with discipline, watered with consistency, and waited with faith. That's when the doors start opening, the opportunities start coming, and the blessings start overflowing. But here's what you have got to remember. Seasons repeat. Just because you harvested once doesn't mean it's over. After the harvest, you go back to planting again. Life is a continuous cycle of growth, struggle, patience, and reward. The key is to stop fighting the seasons and start flowing with them. Each one has its purpose, and each one is necessary. You can't compare your season to someone else's. They might be harvesting while you are still planting, and that's okay. Your time is coming. The important thing is to recognize where you are right now and embrace it fully. If you are planting, plant with passion. If you are watering, water with consistency. If you are waiting, wait with patience. And when it's time to harvest, harvest with gratitude. Too many people get discouraged because they think progress has to be massive to matter. They believe that if they are not taking giant leaps forward, then they are not moving at all. But the truth is, small steps are what build the big victories. Every single day you wake up and choose discipline, you are adding a brick to your foundation. Those little bricks might not look like much by themselves, but one day you will look back and see that you have built a whole wall. The reason people give up is that small steps don't feel exciting. Reading 10 pages of a book feels small. Saving $10 feels small. Waking up 30 minutes earlier feels small. But it's those small habits stacked day after day that completely transform a life. Success doesn't come from one massive action. It comes from consistent small actions that compound over time. Think about it like this. If you walk 1 mile a day, it doesn't seem like much, but do that every day for a year, and you have walked 365 miles. That's how small steps work. They don't impress you today, but tomorrow, next month, or next year, you will realize just how much ground you have covered. The process rewards those who stay consistent, not those who sprint once and quit. Small steps also protect you from burnout. If you try to do everything at once, you will overwhelm yourself and stop altogether. But if you focus on manageable, steady progress, you will keep moving without losing energy. That's why the process is designed in steps, so you can grow at a pace that builds you, not breaks you. The small step today is preparing you for the bigger step tomorrow. And here's the part most people miss. Small steps create momentum. Once you start moving, even in a tiny way, it gets easier to keep going. That little progress sparks motivation. You start to see results, and those results push you to do more. The snowball effect doesn't begin with an avalanche. It begins with a single push. Small steps also test your commitment. Anybody can do something big once, but can you do something small every single day? That's what proves you are serious. That's what separates the ones who just want it from the ones who are willing to build it. Your daily habits are a reflection of how badly you want to see change in your life. So don't overlook the power of those little actions. They may not look like much right now, but they are stacking up behind the scenes. And when the time is right, those small steps will add up to something massive, something undeniable, something that proves the grind was worth it. People are going to doubt you, and you have to accept that as part of the process. The moment you decide to go after something bigger than yourself, the moment you start chasing a dream that doesn't fit into the small box other people built for you, the doubters are going to show up. Some of them will be strangers, but the hardest ones to deal with will be the people closest to you. Friends, family, co-workers, even people you thought had your back, they will question you. They will ask, why you? They will tell you it's too hard. They will try to convince you that you are not built for it. And the truth is, most of the time, their doubt doesn't come from your weakness. It comes from theirs. They project their own fears onto you. You see, people doubt what they don't understand. When they don't see your vision, when they can't wrap their minds around what you are chasing, they assume it can't be done. They only believe in what's visible, but vision requires faith. Doubt is rooted in fear, and fear is contagious if you let it in. If you are not careful, their voices become louder than your own, and you will start to question yourself. That's how many dreams die, not because the person couldn't do it, but because they let someone else's doubt infect their belief. The funny thing is, the same people who doubt you at the start will be the same people clapping the loudest when you finally make it. They will act like they were in your corner all along, but you will remember when they rolled their eyes, when they told you to be realistic, when they tried to talk you out of it. That's why you can't base your confidence on the opinions of others. If your belief only stands when people agree with you, then it's not a real belief. You have to build an unshakable conviction in yourself, a conviction that no amount of doubt can break. The doubt you face is actually fuel if you know how to use it. Every time somebody tells you that you can't, it's a reminder that you are aiming at something worth fighting for. Nobody doubts mediocrity. Nobody criticizes average. Nobody questions safe. Doubt only comes when you are reaching beyond the comfort zone, when you are daring to do something different. If people are doubting you, take it as confirmation that you are on the right path. It means you are disrupting the patterns they are used to, and that makes them uncomfortable. But here's where it gets real. You have to learn to separate noise from truth. Sometimes doubt is just negativity, but sometimes it's wrapped in wisdom. Not everyone who questions you is trying to tear you down. Some are trying to prepare you. The key is knowing who you are listening to. Don't take advice from someone who's never been where you are going. Don't let someone who quit on their own dream talk you into quitting yours. Guard your ears and protect your mind, because doubt, once planted, grows like a weed. There will be nights when their words replay in your head and you will wonder if maybe they are right. You will feel the weight of it when things get hard, when the process takes longer than you thought, when the results don't show up fast enough. That's when their doubt mixes with your frustration and it becomes dangerous. That's when most people give up. But if you can push through that season, if you can silence the noise and keep grinding, you will come out stronger. You will realize that their doubt was never your problem to fix. It was just a test of how badly you wanted it. And when the day comes that you finally break through, that you finally see the fruit of your labor, all that doubt will make sense. You will look back and realize it wasn't a curse, it was a blessing. Because their doubt forced you to believe in yourself when no one else would. It forced you to grow tougher, sharper, and more focused. It forced you to find your confidence in something deeper than approval. People will doubt you, but that's okay. It's proof that you are walking into something greater than what they can see. Life rarely goes in a straight line. You make plans, you set goals, you map out the route, and then the unexpected happens. The detours show up, the job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the investment that failed. At first, detours feel like setbacks. Feel like roadblocks. They make you question your path and wonder if you are even on the right track. But the truth is, detours are not distractions. They are directions. They are part of the process guiding you to where you are meant to go. The detours are often the lessons you didn't know you needed. That closed door you are upset about, it might have been keeping you away from a situation that would have drained your energy, wasted your time, or even harmed you. That failed opportunity, it could be redirecting you towards something bigger, something better, something more aligned with your purpose. The detour is not punishment, it's protection and it's preparation. Sometimes the detours are longer than you want, and that's frustrating. You plan to be somewhere by now, but life takes a different route. It feels like you are going backward or standing still, but really you are moving in ways you don't yet understand. Every experience on the detour is equipping you with skills, wisdom, and perspective that you will need when you finally reach your destination. You have got to shift your mindset. Instead of asking, why me? Start asking, What is this detour teaching me? Instead of fighting against the unexpected, embrace it. Sometimes the detours introduce you to people you weren't supposed to meet yet. Sometimes they force you to develop strengths you didn't know you had. Sometimes they give you clarity about what you actually want versus what you thought you wanted. The problem is that most people resist the detours. They see a roadblock and get discouraged. They see a twist in the plan and panic. But growth rarely happens on the straight, easy road. The detours are where you discover resilience. The detours are where your patience is tested. The detours are where you learn to trust yourself, trust the process, and trust the timing of your life. Detours also teach humility. They remind you that you are not in full control, and that's okay. Life is bigger than your plans, and sometimes the universe has a better route in mind. The detour may feel inconvenient, unfair, or even painful, but when you trust it, you start to see that it was leading you exactly where you needed to be. You start to see the wisdom in the timing and the alignment that you couldn't have forced. So instead of fearing the detours, lean into them. Pay attention to what they are teaching you. Be patient with the twists and turns. Keep moving forward, even when the road is unfamiliar, because the detours are not stopping you. They are redirecting you, strengthening you, and preparing you for the breakthrough that's just ahead. Patience is one of the most underrated tools in life. Everyone wants instant results, instant recognition, instant success, but the truth is, things worth having take time. Patience allows you to endure the grind, to stay committed when nobody's clapping, to keep showing up even when the results aren't visible yet. It's not passive, it's active strength. Patience is what separates those who quit early from those who achieve greatness. The world teaches impatience. Social media makes you think everyone else is ahead, that life should be instant, that success should be fast. That's why so many people throw in the towel. They compare their beginning to someone else's middle. Patience allows you to ignore the noise. It lets you focus on your own journey instead of constantly looking around and feeling behind. Patience is your shield against comparison and doubt. Patience also builds wisdom. When you rush, you make mistakes. When you wait, you learn. Waiting forces reflection, growth, and preparation. It teaches you to recognize opportunities when they finally arrive and to avoid impulsive decisions that could derail your future. The longer you practice patience, the more powerful your timing becomes. The most successful people don't just work hard, they wait smart. Think about nature. Rivers don't carve canyons overnight. Mountains aren't built in a day. Trees don't grow in hours. Everything in life follows a process, and that process requires patience. The results are never immediate because the value lies in the journey. Every step you endure, every challenge you face while waiting is adding strength, clarity, and resilience to the outcome. Patience is also a test of faith. It's easy to believe when things are moving quickly and doors are opening, but patience is believing when the world seems silent. It's holding on to your vision, trusting your work, trusting your effort, trusting the process, even when there's no immediate reward. Patience is faith in action. It's putting in the work today while trusting that tomorrow will bring the results. Impatience leads to mistakes, shortcuts, and regret. Patience keeps you disciplined, strategic, and focused. It helps you to say no to things that will distract you from your purpose. It teaches you endurance. It teaches you resilience. Every time you choose patience over panic, over frustration, over doubt, you are strengthening the very muscle that will carry you through the hard seasons. So don't see waiting as wasted time. Don't see delays as denials. Every moment you exercise patience, you are arming yourself with power that can't be rushed, can't be faked, and can't be stolen. Patience is a weapon, and the longer you hold it, the sharper it becomes, preparing you for the breakthrough that is coming in perfect timing. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you will wake up feeling pumped, ready to conquer the world. Other days you will wake up tired, frustrated, overwhelmed, and the spark isn't there. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline says, I show up anyway. It's the bridge between wanting something and actually achieving it. Motivation is nice, but discipline is what builds the life you are chasing. Think about athletes, entrepreneurs, or artists. They don't rely on motivation alone. They train, practice, and grind on days when they are exhausted. They push through when nobody is watching. They keep creating, keep building, keep improving, because discipline isn't conditional, it's consistent. Discipline creates habits that compound over time, and those habits eventually produce unstoppable momentum. Discipline is also a test of commitment. Motivation can inspire anyone, but discipline separates those who are serious from those who are casual. Discipline is a reflection of your priorities. If your commitment depends on feeling motivated, then you are easily derailed. But if your commitment is discipline, nothing external can break it. That's why discipline beats motivation every single time. The truth is, life will always test you when motivation isn't enough. There will be days when setbacks hit, when challenges multiply, when excitement fades. On those days, discipline is the only thing that keeps you moving forward. Discipline ensures that even on your worst days, your progress never stops. It's the engine that carries you through storms that motivation could never power. Discipline also builds confidence. When you consistently show up for yourself, you stop doubting whether you can handle life's demands. You stop relying on fleeting feelings to get things done. You learn that you are capable because you have proven it through action. Motivation might make you feel good temporarily, but discipline proves who you really are. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. Stop hoping that one day you will feel like doing the work. Show up anyway, push through anyway. Discipline is the tool that turns dreams into reality, the muscle that builds unshakable consistency, and the force that ensures progress even when feelings fail you. There are seasons in life when it feels like nothing is working. You show up, you put in the effort, you sow seeds, but nothing seems to take root. The crops aren't sprouting. The results aren't showing. That's the moment when most people quit. They look at the barren ground and think all their work was wasted. But that's exactly when you have to keep planting. Growth is happening beneath the surface, even if you can't see it yet. The truth is, the unseen work is often the most important. Every effort you make, every skill you develop, every connection you nurture, even if it feels fruitless, is preparing you for something bigger. Just because you can't measure the progress right now doesn't mean there isn't progress. The soil might seem dry, but the roots are forming. The foundation is being built quietly away from the eyes of the world. Patience is required when nothing seems to grow. It's easy to stop watering when you think the seed isn't sprouting. It's easy to quit when you think your labor is meaningless. But every season of persistence strengthens you. Every day you continue to plant, you are reinforcing your commitment. You are training your mind, your discipline, and your faith to trust the process even when evidence is invisible. The challenge is mental. You start questioning yourself. You ask, am I doing this wrong? Is it me? Should I give up? That's when you have to remind yourself some things take time. Not every seed grows on your timetable. Some blessings are delayed because they are bigger than you imagine. And if they came too soon, you wouldn't be ready for them. Keep planting, even when you are tired, even when you feel discouraged, even when it seems hopeless. Consistency compounds. Every small act of effort adds up. Every day you show up to plant, you increase the chances of future growth. Momentum doesn't appear overnight. It's created through repetitive action over time. The fields that seem empty today may explode tomorrow. The harvest may feel invisible now, but is being quietly cultivated by the work you refuse to abandon. Keep planting even when nobody notices. Keep planting even when your friends or family doubt you. Keep planting even when social media makes everyone else's success look instant. Your labor is not wasted and your consistency will pay off. You are creating a future that aligns with your vision, and the world will only see the bloom when the time is perfect. Every great success story has chapters where the planting seemed fruitless. Every breakthrough has moments where nothing appears to grow. But those who refuse to quit, those who keep planting despite appearances, are the ones who eventually reap abundantly. Keep sowing, keep believing, and keep working, because your harvest is being prepared even when you can't see it. Your vision is your blueprint for the life you are meant to live. It's fragile and it's precious, but the world will constantly try to steal it, distort it, or distract you from it. People will criticize, doubt, or dismiss what you see for yourself. Some will try to convince you that your dreams are unrealistic or impossible. That's what. Protecting your vision is non-negotiable. You have to guard it with everything you have got, because if you don't, someone else will dictate your path for you. Protecting your vision means setting boundaries. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves to know your plans or see your dreams. Some people will try to talk you out of your purpose because it threatens their comfort, their ego, or their routine. Keep your circle small, keep your focus sharp, and only share your vision with those who encourage, inspire, and elevate you. Criticism is inevitable. When you step outside the ordinary, when you aim higher than anyone else, there will always be voices trying to pull you down. Don't take it personally. Criticism often comes from fear, envy, or ignorance. Protect your vision by tuning out the noise and tuning into the clarity of your purpose. Remember that the world doesn't dictate your worth or your path. You do. Distractions are everywhere. Social media, toxic relationships, unnecessary obligations, they all steal energy and attention. Protecting your vision means saying no to the things that pull you off course, even when they seem harmless. Every yes to something meaningless is a no to your dream. Guard your time, guard your energy, and guard your focus, because your vision requires both patience and protection. Protecting your vision also means believing in it when nobody else does. There will be moments of doubt, moments when it feels like your dream is impossible or too far out of reach. That's when you have to be your own biggest supporter. Feed your vision with faith, with action, and with persistence. Nurture it daily so it grows stronger than the doubts around you. Vision can be stolen subtly. People may not even try to sabotage you outright. They may just distract you with advice, opinions, or temptations that feel good, but pull you away from your purpose. Protect your vision by recognizing what aligns with your goals and what doesn't. Choose carefully who and what influences your path, because small compromises today can destroy big dreams tomorrow. Protect your vision by taking action relentlessly. A vision that isn't acted upon is just a wish. Guard it not only with your heart and mind, but with your hands and feet. Show up daily, work hard, and take consistent steps toward your goals. When you actively pursue your vision, you build momentum that makes it nearly impossible for doubt, criticism, or distraction to take it from you. Failure is not the end of your story. It's a chapter in the blueprint of your success. Too many people see failure as a sign to quit, a signal that they weren't meant for greatness. But the truth is, failure is the training ground for achievement. Every mistake, every setback, every wrong turn is teaching you something critical about the journey ahead. Failure is the blueprint being drawn line by line in preparation for the masterpiece of your life. Nobody likes to fail, but the ones who succeed understand that failure is unavoidable. You will stumble. You will fall, you will miss the mark, and that's okay. What matters is what you do next. The successful person studies the failure, learns from it, and adjusts. They don't let it define them. They let it refine them. Failure is not the enemy, it's the guide. Every failure comes with lessons you cannot learn any other way. It exposes your weaknesses, challenges your assumptions, and forces you to adapt. It teaches patience, humility, resilience, and strategy. If you never fail, you are probably not pushing yourself hard enough, because growth only comes when you leave your comfort zone. Failure is proof that you are trying, and trying is what builds strength. Failure also separates the dreamers from the doers. Many people talk about their goals, but few act boldly enough to risk failing. Those who take action will fall, stumble, and sometimes crash spectacularly. But those who keep moving forward, learning from each failure, are the ones who eventually reach heights that those afraid of failing can only imagine. Failure filters out the timid and rewards the relentless. The key is perspective. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's feedback on your approach. Each time you fail, it's an opportunity to adjust, to sharpen your skills, to improve your strategy. The blueprint of success is not drawn perfectly the first time. It's drafted through trial, error, correction, and persistence. Failure is the architect guiding the design of your life. Don't fear failure, embrace it, seek it even, in the sense that every setback is a lesson. The pain of failure is temporary, but the lessons it teaches are permanent. The fear of failure is what keeps people stuck in mediocrity, but those who see failure as part of the process use it as a stepping stone to greatness. Each stumble is preparing you for the moment when you finally succeed. Remember this, the blueprint of your life is not complete without failure. It's part of the design, part of the process, part of the training. Each setback, each loss, each moment of doubt is shaping the person you need to become to handle the success that's coming. Failure is not punishment, it's preparation, and it's guiding you toward the breakthrough that will define your story. Breakthroughs are also often the result of compounding effort. Every step you have taken, every small win, every lesson learned, and every failure endured is building toward this sudden shift. You won't necessarily feel the breakthrough forming, but the groundwork has been laid. The quiet work you do now will make the sudden success not just possible, but inevitable. Expect it to surprise you. The breakthrough might not look like what you imagined. It could come from an unexpected opportunity, an unlikely connection, or a sudden shift in circumstances. Life has a way of rearranging pieces in ways you didn't anticipate. The key is to stay ready, stay alert, and stay committed, because the breakthrough only benefits those who are prepared to receive it. Your breakthrough will also test your readiness. When the doors swing open suddenly, you will need to step through without hesitation. There won't be time for second guessing or doubts. Every skill you have developed, every habit you have built, every ounce of discipline you have maintained will be what allows you to handle the sudden change. Breakthroughs demand that you have been preparing all along. Don't underestimate the power of consistency in creating sudden breakthroughs. You might not see results every day, but the momentum accumulates silently. When the tipping point arrives, the breakthrough feels sudden, but it's actually the result of months or years of invisible effort. The suddenness is only an appearance, but the reality is that preparation meets opportunity. So keep moving, keep grinding, keep trusting the process. The breakthrough is closer than you think. It will appear suddenly, disrupt your expectations, and confirm that all the sweat, the setbacks, the waiting, and the work were never wasted. That moment will make every struggle worth it, and it will mark the beginning of a new level in your life. Here comes a point in every journey where you have to accept that your plan alone isn't enough. You can work hard, be disciplined, and grind every day, but some things are bigger than your understanding, bigger than your effort, and bigger than your timing. That's when you have to trust that the process, the universe, or God, whatever you believe in, is orchestrating something greater than you can see right now. When you try to control everything, you create stress, frustration, and doubt. You think, if I just push harder, if I just figure it all out, I can make it happen. But sometimes the bigger plan is working behind the scenes in ways you don't comprehend. Trusting that it's bigger than you doesn't mean you stop working. It means you stop stressing about things outside your control. Life often has a rhythm you cannot dictate. Opportunities, relationships, finances, and breakthroughs rarely line up exactly when or how you imagine. Sometimes a door closes so that a better one can open. Sometimes a detour forces growth that you wouldn't have experienced otherwise. When you trust that it's bigger than you, you start seeing these moments not as failures or setbacks, but as part of a grander design. Trusting something bigger than yourself also requires humility. It requires admitting that you don't have all the answers, that you can't force every outcome, and that control is often an illusion. The moment you surrender the need to micromanage everything is the moment you free yourself to focus on what truly matters: your effort, your consistency, and your faith that the results will come at the right time Faith and patience are essential in this process. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't move according to your timeline, when the progress is invisible, or when challenges seem overwhelming. But trusting that it's bigger than you allows you to stay the course, to keep planning, keep grinding, keep showing up, and to believe that the bigger picture is already in motion, even if you can't see it yet. This trust also protects you from despair when life feels unfair. When doors close, when plans fall apart, or when obstacles appear, you won't crumble because you understand there is a higher purpose in every delay and setback. What feels like chaos may actually be preparation, alignment, or a blessing you wouldn't have received otherwise. Trust gives you the resilience to keep moving forward. Finally, when you fully embrace that it's bigger than you, fear loses its power. Doubt loses its grip. You step into your purpose with confidence, knowing that the grind, the struggles, and the patience are all part of a plan greater than your individual effort. You work with all your heart while trusting that the outcome, the timing, and the breakthrough are in the hands of something far wiser and stronger than you could ever be.